Today, honestly, was the best practice that we have had since we've been here. So they're catching it, and you know, you gotta stay encouraged, and still goes on my shoulders. We didn't execute in that fourth quarter. We had a couple opportunities to get it done, but that's the way it goes. So.
You say that the best practice today, so what's kind of been the biggest step that the offense has taken, maybe using the two quarterbacks at different points, and just kind of what's the step that they've taken?
I think they all know that, you know, pressure's off, they just got to go out and play, you know, and forget about, you know, anything else, but let's go out and have fun and play. And I think they came out to practice with that attitude. I think they worked their rear ends off. I think we executed. We had one bad play. It was at the end of practice. That was our only bad play. And you're going to have that when you have 100 plays. So I thought it was really good. What
about the packages where both of those guys are on the field at the same time? That was an interesting wrinkle in that first drive.
I think we're going to have to be creative and try to. Seth's our big play guy running the ball. We know that. We knew that they were going to overplay it. We have some other things we'll do with that. Seth on the run to throw the ball, you know, those type of things. Not throw back to the quarterback. But my problem is, you know, we bring the other guy off and then we take our best maybe running back off the field. So do we want to always do those things? But we got to relieve Seth. He can't carry the ball 23 times and do the things that he did against Washington State, because you're going to get too beat up as a quarterback. So we got to play two at times.
You did have 400 plus yards in offense. I know not a lot of points. And with the two quarterbacks both moving the ball at different times, different packages for them? Or?
Yeah, I think we presented Colorado with, you know, gosh, they're going to throw, and they got out of that. And with Seth in the game, and Seth's our starter. Don't get that wrong. They put a 9-man package in the box, much like Air Force option and the whole deal. And we wanted them to say, well, wait a second, we can't do that, and that's why we brought in the other. And Ryan Null had holes that we haven't had to run the football. And you'd like your running back to be your lead runner, not the quarterback. We want Seth to rush the ball and have big plays, but he shouldn't be the lead, and that's what happened. So that was the good thing about it.
How did Nick in his first collegiate game hold up in executing the offense?
I thought he did a nice job with his reads and everything. We weren't as accurate again. It's been a problem with who's ever been in there. We had some what I call layups, especially late in the fourth quarter. We had a fade to number 13, and I made the statement to them, never in the history of the NCAA, the NC2A, has a ball ever been completed out of bounds. So we got to throw it in bounds in that situation, especially on a fourth down. So that will happen. You know, it's part of that execution, but I was really pleased with his progress.
How has Seth just taken everything? Obviously, it's been kind of a roller coaster over the last few weeks, whether it's his performance, whether it's the situation, just how has he handled things?
See, I sort of like it. I sort of like that, you know, all of a sudden he was the guy and all these things, and, you know, you got to earn everything you do in life, and sometimes there's setbacks, and how do you act to the adversity? And I think he has come out and really acted well this week. He's really put it on his shoulders. I'm the guy, I'm going to take it. And, you know, nothing's easy. Nothing's easy in life. And all of a sudden he had to step back and see what it is, and now he's working his butt off to be the guy. And he is our starter. But I like the adversity and, you know, having kids challenged.